Welcome to Baxter Bell Yoga. I'm Baxter Bell. I have 3 quick requests for you and then we'll get right into our video practice for today. Number 1, please check out my website, baxterbell.com, where you can find access to my online yoga classes. You can find opportunities to dive deeper into your yoga learning, and you can find more free content. Number 2, please reach out to me personally at baxterbell.com if you'd like to set up a one-on-one session to improve your overall yoga practice, or if you'd like to address any health issues that you have with yoga therapy. Number 3, if you enjoy this video and you find it helpful, please like it when you're done. That would be really helpful. So that's it. Let's take a look at what our practice for today is. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm very excited to share with you a new version of easy sitting pose. So this is dynamic easy sitting pose forward bend. Now the unique thing about how I like to do this particular pose is that I'm not forward bending in the traditional sense of the spine bending forward. I'm actually going to focus on hinging from the hips. This is a sequence that I teach regularly in my Yoga for Back Health class, and so it's a really nice one that keeps the lower back relatively neutral, so we're not rounding dramatically. And it's also not a bad choice if you have some thinning of the bones, osteopenia or osteoporosis. So with that said, the other factor that we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing the cross of our legs by not only tipping forward, but also by leaning back a little bit. And so we'll add in some kind of fun ways to kind of work with the legs as well as the hip joints themselves. So I'm on a slight angle so you can get, I think, a little better view of what's going on. And let's go ahead and come to simple cross-legged position and have your right shin in front of your left shin. Put your fingertips out to your sides. And the first thing we do in all poses really, but especially in forward tipping or bending poses, is we want to lengthen upward to encourage the natural alignment of the spine. So with the fingertips on the floor, we're going to use that for a little stability this first round. We're going to inhale and get really tall. And then on the exhale, thinking about the movement coming from way down in the hip joint, I'm going to have you tip a little forward. You're not going to necessarily go that far because I'm going to try to avoid rounding. And then on the inhale, we're going to lean back and we're going to change the cross of the legs and put the other leg in front. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, we're going to tip a little forward. Again, it's not a huge movement, but I can feel that in my hips. Inhale, leaning back, changing the cross of the legs again. Tall, staying nice and tall. As you exhale, tip forward. Inhale, we're going to lean back, change the cross of the legs efficiently. And then on the exhale, tipping forward as much as you can from the hips. Inhale, leaning back, changing the cross. Exhale, tipping forward. Good. And then one more time. Beautiful. Now, in the course of doing that for about 6 repetitions, you'll often notice that any tightness you encounter in the hips starts to change a little bit. It often softens down a little bit, or you find that you can tip a little further before you meet resistance or difficulty. And so that's something to notice in your own body as you're doing these dynamic sequences in this particular way. The second way that I teach this now is with the hands in prayer position, so that we have a hands-free version to work on, interestingly enough, maintaining our balance as we go forward and back. So I'm going to start again with the right shin in front as we did last time. We're going to get nice and tall and then bring the hands into prayer position, and I lower my hands down so my forearms essentially form one long even line. And then from there, on the inhale, we're going to get tall again, and on the exhale, we're going to tip a little forward from the hips. On the inhale, this is the tricky part of this one, we're going to lean back and change the cross of the legs. Exhale, tipping forward from the hips. Inhale, rocking back a little bit, changing the cross of the legs. Maintain your nice spinal inner lift. Exhale, tipping forward. Inhale, leaning back, changing the cross of the legs. Inhale and exhale, tipping forward. Let's do that for 2 more rounds of breath. Stay nice and tall and long. Exhale, tipping forward. We're going to get a visitation from Mingus the cat now. Hi, Mingus. And then exhale and bring it forward one more time. We're honoring you as a cat right now. All right. And then go ahead and shake out the hands. You might lean back and stretch your legs out and bobble your knees a little bit and twinkle your toes. So that is the dynamic, easy sitting forward bend. 2 variations, fingertips on the floor, hands in prayer position or Anjali Mudra. And it's a nice way to start to wake up the mobility of your hip joints when you're in the cross-legged position. And it's a fairly safe way to work in terms of the lower back and the bones of the spine that might have some thinning going on. So try that in your home practice this week and see what you think. What's even better than doing these short videos with me, however, is joining me for a full live streaming class, and I encourage you to do that sometime soon. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and YouTube at Baxter Bell Yoga. And if you found this helpful, please like the video when you're done. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.